we're doing this live, okay, right? So, okay, so now we can have to see the board here. Awesome. All right, so thanks, Marcel. It's great to be here with you. Let me thank Artug and Harrietine also for the invitation. Thanks a lot for everyone in the user group here, in the Istanbul user group. It's great to be here with you guys. I'd love to be there in person, right? So we're gonna plan this maybe for next year, hopefully. Who knows, right? So one thing I want to do this with everyone is to be very, very interactive, right? So I want you to take a look. Where's the chat or the question box, right? And I want you to say hi. Just say hello to me here so we can start talking. And because look, the whole objective here is to make you a rockstar developer, right? So for me to make you a rockstar developer on this session here, I need to know what's going on in your career, what you want to achieve, all of that. So I want you to say hello in the chat. I think Nursel is gonna send to me all the questions and everything. So just say, even if, but Bruno, it's a question box. Yeah, say hello on the question box, right? I wanna make sure that we can talk to each other here so we can have a good conversation, right? And because look, let me get started with this thing here. Actually, let me see here. To organize only, can I say? Yeah, I see Outlook, Harrietine. Yeah. Okay, I cannot type to everyone. That's okay, no problem. So come on, send me a hello. Tell me where you're from. Are you all from Turkey? Are you all from Istanbul? I bet you're not, right? So tell me where city you are from. Tell me which country you were watching this from, right? Because we're gonna make this very, very a good conversation here. Well, I can only make a conversation if you type on the question box, right? Okay. So yeah. So Nursel, actually, I'm not gonna know the name. So if you want to say on the question, put your name and whatever you want to say, because all that I receive is hello from France, right? So I got someone from France, Istanbul here, but I don't know who you are, right? So if you want to put your name there on the question, that's also going to be helpful, because then I know who is talking about what, right? Because I'm getting the message from Nursel, so I know it's not Nursel that's asking all of this, right? So you put your name, and so we can have a good conversation. Ravinder from India, so awesome, Ravinder. That's great. Okay, so now we're having a conversation. That's so good. So let me start. Come on. Yeah, from Tunisia, watching from Tunisia. Awesome. Awesome. Sorry that I don't know your names, because you had to put on the question. Every time you write a question, put your name in parentheses on the beginning, whatever you want. And so at least I'm gonna know who you are, right? So I really want to have this, if you just say hello, Nursel is gonna send you everything here to me, and we're gonna have a good conversation here. Awesome. Now, for us to get started, I still want to know where you're from. So come on, tell me where you're from. But for us to get started, this whole discussion here is about becoming a rock star developer, right? Okay, so we all know what a rock star is, right? Rock star are those guys that they go on stage and people throw roses at them, and everyone claps and everyone loves, and people faint. Oh, that's Michael Jackson. They faint. Okay, that's what a rock star is, right? But we're saying about rock star developer. All right. Okay, so now when we add the word developer, forget everything I said before, right? A rock star developer, it's not the person that goes on stage, right? It's not the person that people faint about, right? The rock star developer is not that person. No, it's not that kind of celebrity. The top rockstar developers have just a few thousand followers, for example, right? The lowest entertainment celebrity has millions, right? So you see the difference, right? So the rockstar developer is not the same rockstar that we know. Hey, Baruch from Triste in Italy. Awesome, Baruch, right? So Baruch, Italy is another place I want to go visit. I haven't been to Italy yet. We tried a couple of times to have a user group meeting there, but didn't work so far. But it's on my list, man. I'll be there with you soon. Austria, Fatima from Austria. Awesome. So you have people from all over the world. That's awesome. So that's the Istanbul all over the world event. Awesome. I love that. Okay. So we're talking here about being a rockstar developer. So the rockstar developer is not the one in the stage, right? So most rockstar developers don't even go on the stage to begin with, right? So what is a rockstar developer? So I think that's the first definition we gotta have. We call rockstar developers. I also like to call a celebrity, right? Celebrity developer, right? I like to call a celebrity developer also, because those are developers, not to go on the stage. You are rockstar developers on the stage, says he hard. All right. Well, I'm here having a conversation with you, right? That's not even a stage. I'm here sitting down in my house, right? You see my backyard there. So that's rarely a stage, right? So we're having a conversation here, and he hard, and feel free to really have a conversation with all here. So what is a rockstar developer then? I define a rockstar developer, the one that can work on the projects he wants to, he or she wants, right? So that's what a rockstar developer is, right? Someone that the market wants so much, right, that he gets to choose where he's going to work. He says, right now, I'd love to work on this kind of applications. He goes work on that, right? So why this is a rockstar developer? Because I'm gonna explain to you how you get to here, and then you're gonna find out how the process works. But the truth is, the rockstar developer is the one that everyone wants to work with, right? That's what a rockstar developer is. Okay, so and by the way, here's a tricky thing. When we see celebrities in the music, for example, or celebrities in Hollywood, we kind of think, oh man, it's impossible to get to be as famous as those guys, right? But the reality is, here's the thing: to be a rockstar developer, to work on the project that you want, absolutely all of us can do that. You can, it doesn't matter where you are, you can do that, right? So because a lot of people, when they think about a celebrity or a rock star, they think, oh yes, Bruno, you are there speaking at an event, so you must be a rock star developer. So it's impossible for me to be there because there's not a place for me in this place. So people say, yeah, I want to climb the mountain, right? So people kind of say, Bruno, I want to climb the mountain, right? And in the top of the mountain, it just fit one person, right? So Bruno, there's just one. It can just be one best developer, right? So how can I get there? I'm never gonna be there because there's so many people. They're better than I am. But here's the reality. The reality is, first, the top of the mountain is not like this. The top of the mountain is more like this, right? It fits a lot of people, right? Here at the top of the mountain. It fits a lot of people here at the top of the mountain, okay? So, yes, even more, right? It fits a lot of people at the top of the mountain. The top of the mountain is really, really, really big. Okay, so you can be there here too. You can be a rockstar developer. You can be a celebrity developer. You can be a top developer, right? Because the mountain is really big, right? It's a proverbial mountain, not even a real mountain, right? Even the real mountains are very big, but the proverbial mountain we're talking about here, the career mountain, it's really, really big. So that's the one thing that you can get there too. Now, the other thing is that people that are down here, they think that the mountain is very small. So they're not even trying to get up there. So the reality is that the top of the mountain is very, very empty. People are doing social distancing in the top of the mountain, right? The top of the mountain is very, very empty because no one is there, right? And it's not because it doesn't fit, it's because people are not even trying to get there, right? So if you start trying to get there, you're going to be there. Now, if that's not enough for you, right? Not only the mountain is very big, not only is very empty, But the reality is there are lots and lots and lots and lots of different mountains, right? So, and they're all empty, right? Some of them have no one there. All right. So you should just decide what mountain you're gonna climb and go for it, right? Because you're gonna see that as soon as you decide to do that, you're gonna be on the top of your own mountain if you want, right? You can actually define your own mountain and be there to be. So what is a rockstar developer, right? Or a celebrity developer? It's one that have defined what is the mountain you want to climb and climb that mountain, right? And by the way, some mountains are pretty small. You don't even need to climb that much, right? Depends what you want, right? Some mountains are not even very hard. And by the way, you can climb a small mountain, right? And then keep climbing and keep climbing and keep climbing and make your mountain very big, right? Because remember, it's a proverbial mountain, right? So you can make your mountain very big. So, being a celeb developer, being a rockstar developer it's at your reach, right? You can do that. So don't, so that's why I'm glad you're here, right? Because now what I wanted to write in the chat is, what is the biggest difficulty you have right now, or the biggest question, the biggest doubt you have right now on your career, to actually get your career moving, to get your career to new levels, right? So what is your biggest difficulty that you have to move your career up, right? To do the next step, to actually grow in your career. So is that a question that you have? Is that a difficulty that you have? Is that a problem that you're going through? Is that a lack of knowledge? You don't know what to do? Is that something that you think you should have but you don't? What do you think is the biggest challenge right now for your career? So type here on the questions. Let me know. Put your name right there on the question so I know who it is, right? But basically, what I want you to understand is that all of you can grow on your career and become top level developers in your company, in your region, in your country, in the world, right? All of you guys can do that. All of you watching here. So Marwani is saying, working on things I love because I have to deal with job duties, right? So that's a challenge, right? So you want to work on things you love, but there's so many other things that you have to do that you must do. So let's talk about this. That's a great question, right? I'm going to answer those questions along the way here. So thanks a lot, Mariani. That's a great question right there. And that's a good reality, right? So, but remember, Mariani, the definition of a rockstar developer, of a celebrity developer, is that he or she works, right? Works on what he or she wants, right? So if you want to work on things that you love, you got to be a rockstar developer, right? Because then once you start working on what you want to work. So let me give you an example. You guys just watched the presentation from Rafael Del Nero, right? So when Rafael started, when I met Rafael, he was relegated to do not very fun things in his company, right? He did not like what he was doing in his company. But, he positioned himself in the market. He built his own mountain, right? Rafael literally built his own mountain, right? And he became, he became a Java champion. He became a international speaker. He works on, he changed companies to work on whatever he wants to work on, right? So he's looking for the jobs that are challenging for him. That's what he wants to do. Rafael is a rockstar developer, right? He gets called. People call him and say, "Hey, Rafael, do you want to come work for me?" That's when people are wanting you, right? That's what you want. That's how you build yourself as a rockstar developer. So now, how that works? How can you work on whatever you want, right? There is a little. Okay, let me erase all of these here. There's a little trick on how you can work. There's a one word. It's a one word that's going to have you that's gonna get you working on anything you want to work on. And it's very, very simple. It's not simple to make it, but the word is very simple. It's called trust. Trust. Let me see if I can get this lamp here out of the way a little bit. So, a little bit better? Nah, not much. All right. Okay. So, trust, right? That's the word you have to think about, right? How does that work? When people trust you, on what you know, right? So people trust you on what you know. What you know. When people trust you on what you know, they will call you, when they need you. So when people trust you on what you know and they need what you know, they will call you to do what you know before they call anyone else. Make sense? So when people trust you on what you know and they need what you know, they will call you and not someone else. So that is how you get the most amazing positions, right? Because there's a thing called the hiding job market, right? There's a thing called the hiding job market. Hiding job market. What is the hiding job market? Up to 75% of positions are not visible to anyone. They don't exist. 75% of the positions are in what we call the hidden job market. So what is the hidden job market? The hidden job market is, for example, you want to hire someone for your company. Let's say you need a Java developer for your team, right? So, but then, you say, wait, look at this. I have my friends that I studied at university. Let me call her. Hey, Fabiani, we studied together at university, right? I trust you a lot. Do you want to come work with me? I have this great project that I need people like you. So that position I just described here does not exist anywhere. It's not available on online anywhere. No one knows about it. There's no resume. There's no applying for it, right? No one knows about this position. The only person that knows this position is Fabiani, right? Because I called her. She's the only person that knows about this. That is the hidden job market. Up to 75% of positions are filled in the hidden job market. They never show up. So this job you want, that amazing job that you want, Mariani, that is the job that's that you do what you love, that you work on something amazing, that you change the world, that you work from home, that you change countries, whatever that you want to do. That amazing job, it's here. It's in the hiding job market. Why I'm telling you, so let me tell you one more thing. 100% of the great jobs are in the hiding job market. Why do I say that? Very simple. Because the jobs go first to the hiding job market, right? First, you call people that you know. First, you call people that you trust. And after you call people that you trust, that's when you put the position in. Oops, my phone throw itself on the floor. So, okay, so repeat this. 100% of the great positions, 100% of the amazing jobs, right, are here in the hiding job market. Why? Because first, you call people that you know, right? First, you say, hey, Mariani, hey, Nursel, hey, Fatima, right? Hey, Bornut, I know you. I trust in you. I would love if you could come work for me. That's what people first do. They first call people up. They first call people they trust. Now, once people they trust said, no, I'm not interested, because that could happen, right? I call Bornut, and he says, look, Bruno, I'm not interested. You know, it sounds like a good job, but I'm not interested. You know, I want to do something different, right? And then I call Nursel, and she says, sorry, Bruno, I'm not interested, right? And then I call Mariani, and she says, sorry, Bruno, I'm not interested. All right, so now when I called everyone that I know and they said no, only them, I'm gonna put the job into the market. Right? You do this, don't you? That isn't like this that you hire people for your team, right? Isn't like this that you get people to work on your open source project? Isn't like this that you get people to join your social media, right? By talking to friends first, right? Talking to people that you know first. Isn't that who you follow on social media? First, you follow people that you know, you heard about, you trust, and then later on, you follow other people that you never heard of, right? So that's how we do things. Okay? So once we do that thing, then then the only jobs that show up outside the hidden job market are the jobs that you don't want to work on, right? I mean, you might want to work on, but you know the amazing job that you want is going to be here in the hidden job market. Make sense? This? So with that situation, we have to think, who is hired on the hidden job market? The people that are hired on the hidden job market are the people that we trust, right? If we don't trust you, you're not getting hired in the hidden job market, right? There's no way you be hired there because people don't trust you. And people don't trust you is not because you're not trustworthy. People don't trust you because they don't know you. They have no idea who you are. They never saw your code. They never saw what you do. They never heard about you. So how can they trust you if they never heard about you? They can't, right? So the whole work that we have to do in our careers, you want to be a rockstar developer, you have to build trust. You have to build trust. You have to be a trustworthy person, first of all, right? So you have to be very trustworthy. You have to be ethical. You have to be good technically. You have to be, you have to know what you're doing, right? All of these is building trustworthy, right? So you have to be very trustworthy, and people need to know who you are so they can trust you, right? So that's what makes you a rockstar developer. A rockstar developer is a person that people trust, right? So when I trust you, let me repeat that. When I trust you on what you know, on your mountain, on what you're good at, when I trust you on what you know, I will call you on what you know and not someone else. Make sense? All right. So look, I'm not seeing your challenges right now. So tell me, what are your challenges right now? I wanna hear your challenge. How can you do so? Trust. Now, the interesting thing about trust is the following. People say, but Bruno, isn't this a bad thing? Right? If I don't hear about the opportunities, I'm excluded from the market. Isn't this a bad thing? Well, not necessarily, right? Because you know what? Who can build trust? You. You are in control of the trust you build. It's you are the person that builds your own trust. You don't depend on anyone else. You don't depend on social media. You don't depend on chance. You don't depend on your friends or your boss or anyone else. You don't depend on other people to build trust. You can get the help from other people. Everyone can help you, and that's great, right? I'm here helping you, for example. Everyone running the Istanbul Java Day are here helping you out, right? Because they brought lots of amazing speakers to help you out, right? So no, there's lots of people can help you, But the reality is that you are totally in control of the trust. So if you want to be seen as a trustworthy person, if you want to be a trustworthy person, if you want the market to know that you're very trustworthy, you can do that. So that's great, because now you don't depend, right? You don't say, oh, Bruno, but I have to be lucky, right? To show up a position that I want, and I have to be lucky to that the interviewer asking me the questions I know, and I have to be lucky to all of that. No, you don't. You have to build your own trust, because the more you do that, the more trustworthy you get, and the more you're gonna be, right? So Boris asks, the more I learn, the more I realize how much things are left to learn, and that's impossible to learn everything. Sometimes it feels overwhelming. Okay, Boris, that is an awesome question. I'm gonna talk about this in a minute. Let me. Okay, that's a different line right now, but I'm gonna talk exactly about that, and I will teach you how to solve that forever. You're never gonna have that feeling again, man. All right. So how do we build trust? Trust is the hallmark of a rockstar developer, right? How do you build trust? It's very simple. It's a spiral, right? It's a spiral of trust, right? The spiral is the following. You get better, right? When you get better at something, you get to work on an amazing project, right? So you get to work on a better project. Okay? Why that's important? Because look, what's important for us developers, it's not how much we know. That's start having your question, Borat. It's not what you know that matters, Borat. What the only thing that matters are the skills that you have. That's the only thing that matters. It's the skills, right? So it's not what you know, it's the skills that you have. And the skills are more than knowledge. The skills requires practice. The skills requires doing. It's not learning, it's doing. So the only thing that matters is the doing. And you know that. You know this very well, Borat, because you don't put on your resume what you know, right? You don't say, oh, I read this book, I attended this course, right? No. You say, I working on this project, right? I passed this certification test, right? You show what you did, not what you learned. So the only thing that matters are the skills, what you did. So for people to hire you, for people to get you to trust you, they need to trust on your skills, on what you did. So if the only thing that matters is the skill, I need to be working on an awesome project to improve my skills. If I'm not working on an awesome project, I'm not improving my skills, right? So that's how it works, right? You work on an awesome project. What happens when you work on an awesome project? You get better. You get better, right? And when you get better, what happens? You get to work on a better project, right? And what happens when you work on a better project? Well, you get better. And when you get better, you get to work on a better project. Awesome. That is the spiral of growth. Now, there is a trick here. The trick is the following. There's a lot of people that get better and they never get to work on a better project. They're never called. They never have the opportunity. They never pass the interviews, right? They do get better. They're studying, they're practicing, they're learning things, they're applying things. They do get better, but they never get to work on a better project. Why? Because it's a missing link here. What's the missing link? Remember, trust. You only get to work on a better project if people trust you. But if people don't trust you, you don't get to work on a better project. That's simple like that. So what's missing here? There's a little word that's missing, and Rafael mentioned that. What's missing is sharing. Sharing. So you get better, you learn something new, you practice something new, you do a different, an open source project, you do, you do a certification, whatever, right? Then you share what you did. You share your knowledge. You share what you know. Because once you share what you know, people trust you and they hire you to work on a better project. And once you work on a better project, what happens? You get better. And then you share more and you get to work on better projects. And then you get better and then you share more, you get to work on better projects. So that is the real spiral of growth. It does this part, the sharing parts. Sharing builds trust. No trust, no work on a better project. All right. So basically, this is how you get this part. That's how you build trust. Now, let me explain this in a different way. When you share what you know, people trust you on what you know. And when people trust you what you know, they call you when they need what you know and not someone else. Make sense? When you share what you know, people trust you on what you know. And so when they need what you know on a better project, they'll call you and not someone else. And that's how you get called to work on the most amazing projects. That's how if people reach out to you on LinkedIn, they will call you to join you, to get you to work on amazing open source projects. They're gonna get you to work on amazing companies. They're gonna get you to work on the most interesting project inside your company, right? Because this is not only outside, right? I have lots of people that I work with that they get. So, for example, let me talk about Vipin. Vipin is a guy from India. I think there's someone from India here. Vipin is a guy from India, right? And like a couple of months ago, the director of his company called him and said, Vipin, you're amazing, man. I trust you because I see what you're doing, right? So I have 20 different projects in the company. I want you to choose which project you want to work on. So Vipin got to work on a better project by sharing, right? So every time you share, you build trust. Make sense? All right. So this is the most important thing. If you want to be a rockstar developer, that's why a lot of the rockstar developers show up on the stages, right? Because they're sharing, but they're not sharing only on presentation. They are sharing through presentations, through blog posts. They're sharing through podcasts. They're doing interviews. They share by doing open source projects and codes. They share by participating on user groups, right? So you get Nursel, for example. She's here helping out the user group. I see Hayati just saying hello, and he's also here on the user group. I see Altug, for example, also here. I met Altug when he was in Japan giving a talk, right? That's when we met face to face. So all of those things are great things that you can do to show up in the market, to build trust on yourself in the market, right? So no, every time you expose yourself, you present, you show up in the market, you become trusted because people know you and they trust you. Make sense? All right, so let me go a little bit on the questions here, because we don't have a whole lot of time, but I want to go on the questions. So that's how. Look, this is the biggest secret of rockstar developers. I've interviewed dozens of rockstar developers, and this is their biggest secret. But you say, but Bruno, isn't a rockstar developer someone that's very good technically? Yeah. So do I need to be very good technically first, and then I start sharing? No, because sharing is the path for it to be better. That's why those guys become so much better, because they're sharing and they have opportunity to work on amazing projects. So if you don't share, If you're like, I want to be better, what happens? You never get better, because you never have the chance to work on amazing projects. And if you don't get the chance to work on amazing projects, you're not going to get better. Not going to get better. Make sense? So the way for you to be a better developer, to be an amazing developer, to be a rockstar developer, is by presenting yourself in the market. It's not easy to do, but it's very simple. You know exactly, you know exactly what needs to be done. You know exactly the trick. You know exactly the secret, right? Make sense? So let me go for questions, and I want you to ask questions right now, because I want to go through questions. So let me start to Marianne. Marianne asks, working on things I love. That's a challenge that she has. Working on things that I love because I have to deal with job duties. I understand that, Marianne. And the reason, so here's the thing, right? I'm gonna quickly talk about purpose. How do you find your purpose? All right, so there's three things when you try to find your focus, trying to find your purpose. There's three things you need to consider. One, so let me explain what a career is, right? So first thing you need to understand is the things that you're very good at. You're good at, right? There's lots of things you're very good at. You might be very good at Java. You might be very good at programming. You might be very good at I don't know, at video games. You might be very good at skating. You might be very good at knitting, right? You can be very good in lots of things. I'm for example, I work with puppets. I love puppets. So I'm very good at building puppets and manipulating puppets, right? So that's things that you're good at. Now, then there's a second thing, are the things that you are that you love. What are the things that you love, right? The things that you really like to do, the things that you really love to do. Not everything you love, you're good at. Not everything you're good at, you love, right? There is an intersection here of things that you love and you're good at. The third thing is things that make you money, right? Not everything that makes you money, you're good at. Not everything that makes you money, you love, but there is a small percentage of things that you're good at, you love, and make you money, right? So the important thing here are not the circles. The important thing here are the intersections. Things that you're very good at and you love to do, but you don't make money. Here, it's a hobby, right? You do for fun. You don't make money out of it, right? Now, things that you're very good at and you make money out of it, but you don't love, that's your case, Mariani. You're good at something, it makes money for you, but you don't love it. That's a job, right? A job is something that you only do because someone is paying you. If people stop paying you, you stop doing it, right? That's what a job is. And then there are things that that you love. It could make lots of money, but you're not very good at, right? So this here is a dream, right? Lots of people say, yeah, I wanna be a musician, right? And so a musician can make lots of money, but I love to play music, but I'm not very good at it, so I don't make any money, right? Yeah, so that's a dream. All right, now here's the trick. Here in the middle, this little part here, right? Something that you love to do, you're very good at, and it makes you money. This here, this is a career, right? It's something that you're gonna keep doing no matter what, because you love it, right? You will keep improving because you're already very good at, and because you're very good at, people are gonna pay you money for it, right? So that's a career right here. Now, here's the trick, Mariani. The way for you to get your career is you start where you are today. So look at this graph here. Do this graph in a piece of paper and find out, where are you today? Are you in a job? Are you in a hobby? Or are you in a dream? Where are you right now? Okay, and then let's say you are in a job. Okay, so you want to turn your job into a career, right? So get your job, and for you to turn your job into a career, what do? You do less of the things that you don't like and do more of the things you love. So for example, let's say in your job, like you said, Mariani, you said, I have job duties, right? So let's say you have a meeting. You don't like meetings, or you have to, to write code for this stupid app, this stupid legacy app that you don't like, right? So that's your job duties, right? So those are the things you don't like at your job. But then you find out what are the things that you love at your job. Go do more of that, right? Go do on your weekends, do more of that. Go volunteer to do projects for your company. Talk to your friends and to your coworkers, and get to do more of that stuff, and let someone else do the other stuff, right? So you'll go do more of what you like, and then you start turning your job into a career. Make sense, Mariani? Now, what if I'm in a hobby? A hobby is something I'm good at, I love, but I don't make money out of it. Well, so go be an entrepreneur. Go figure out how to make money out of the thing that you love. And that's great for developers, for example, right? Lots of developers like Bruno. The thing that I love is write code. I don't want to do any of the other thing, right? So maybe you have a hobby, right? Because you go do open source projects in the weekends. That's the fun part of your week, because you want to do open source code, for example. Go figure out how to make money out of what you do. Get a company to hire you to keep doing what you do. Make sense? Right? So then you turn your hobby into a career. Now, what if you have a dream? That means a dream, something you love, potentially could make lots of money, but you're not good at. So let's say, for example, Bruno, I love artificial intelligence, but I don't know nothing about artificial intelligence. So in artificial intelligence pays a lot of money right now. So that's great, right? So I should be making lots of money if I knew it. So what are you gonna do? Go learn it, man. Go do it. Go do a project for yourself. Go do a project for your father. Go do a project for your mother. Go do a project for your cousin. Go do a project for the baker in the corner, right? I say that because that's what I did. My first project was for my father's bakery, right? So awesome. So go do projects. Go do things that you love to do, so you learn how to be good at that. All right? And then that's how you turn your job, your hobby, or your dream into a career. And that is when you have a career, that's when, Mariani, you're going to work on the things you love and not on the other things. Make sense? All right. So, all right. So now let's say, yeah. So Barut has a question here. Yeah, I noticed the nurse copied the question again, but I have all the question here. It didn't disappear yet, so that's good. All right. So Barut asked the question. The more I learn, the more I realize how much things are left to learn, and it's impossible to learn everything. Sometimes it feels overwhelming. Yes, it does. Right. That's totally right, man. There's even a name for that. I forgot the name right now, but there's even a name for that. Here how it works, Burrett. Here how it works. Here is everything you have to know, let's say, about Java, right? That's a lot of things about Java, right? That's a lot of things about Java. When you start your career, you don't know that there's all of these about Java, right? You only know what your university teacher told you, or the Java course you learned taught you, right? So you only know a little bit. So how you think it is about Java is this tiny little thing here. So you think that the whole Java world is just this. You don't see everything else. And then you know almost everything of what there is to know, right? You know here maybe 80% of what you think is everything to know about Java, right? So here you feel awesome. You feel very confident, like, I know everything. I can do anything with Java because I know almost everything there is to know about Java. But then, Borut, you start growing. You start doing projects. And you start learning that the things you know about Java, it's you know, there's a lot more things you know, right? So then, so this is the junior developer, right? This is the junior. So here's the junior, right? Now you, Borut, you're not a junior anymore, right? So now you know that there is all of this to know. You don't know, there's lots of things in around Java that you don't even know exist, right? But you know there's a lot of things around Java, right? And you, Borut, you may know like this much. Actually, let me just kind of draw a little bit better here, right? You know this much here, right? So look, the senior. So the senior knows a lot more than the junior, right? He knows a lot more. But now you know that there's a lot of things that you don't know. So let's say here's about 50% of everything you think there is to know. It's still a small percentage of everything that there is to know, right? But then now you don't have confidence, Borut, because you think you know nothing, right? You think because it's not even going to be 50%, right? There's going to be like 30% maybe, right? So although you know a lot more than you knew before, that's a lot less than everything there is to know. So it's just that you did not know enough, Borut, in the beginning. You're just tricking yourself that you thought you knew something. But now you know what you really know. And so now you think, man, I'm nothing. I know nothing. Look at how much things that I don't know. But the reality is, look at all the things that you do know, Borut. That's what matters. Remember, what matters is the thing that you do know are your skills, the things that you did. And you're always going to do just a tiny little percent of everything that's possible for you to do. You're never going to do everything, right? So, first of all, Borut, once you understand that, man, stop being overwhelming, right? There's no way, the more you grow, the more you're going to know that there's more things for you to know, and the less you're going to think you know. It's kind of crazy. That's how our brain works, right? But that's not the reality. The reality is that you know a lot more today than you did in the past. Make sense? So understand what's going on. That's going to make you feel better by itself. Make sense, Borut? Tell me on the chat there if those things are making sense for you guys. Now, okay, so how do you solve that? How do you solve all those craziness here? For that, you need to learn about the 5 orders of ignorance. The 5 orders of ignorance. What are the 5 orders of ignorance? The 5 orders are the following. Order of ignorance 0. I have no ignorance, right? This is no ignorance. I know. I know something. I have no ignorance about that. So for example, Bruno, I know Java, right? Okay, that's order of ignorance 0. Now, order of ignorance 1 is I don't know something. I don't know something. For example, Bruno, I don't know Kotlin. I know what Kotlin is. I know that Kotlin exists. So I know that I don't know Kotlin. That's order of ignorance 1. From here on, things get a little bit more complicated because order of ignorance 2, right, is I don't know that I don't know. So I don't know that I don't know. I don't know that I don't know. So, for example, if there is a new programming language that showed up that appeared yesterday, for example, that I never heard of, I don't even know it exists. I don't know what it is. So I have no idea that I don't know that stuff. Make sense? Board says that definitely makes sense. Okay, all right. Then order of ignorance number 3 is I don't have a process. I don't have a process. I don't have a process to find out things I don't know exist. So I don't go to events. I don't read blogs. I don't talk to my friends. I don't try to understand how the industry is. I don't know how to find out things that I don't know. So if you don't learn about something you don't know, you can't know, right? And then order of ignorance number 4. It's 5, right? So 0 to 4. Order of ignorance number 4 is the meta ignorance. So what is the meta ignorance? The meta ignorance is the following. I don't know about the 5 orders of ignorance. I never heard of that, so I don't know. So now all of you here, you're not here anymore, right? Because now you know about the order of ignorance, right? So why is this important? Well, because here's the thing, Boruch. A senior, right? A senior lives here. I don't know. Oh, sorry. A senior lives here. I know that I don't know. That's a senior. So the senior knows a lot of things that he knows he doesn't know, and he's okay with it, right? A senior is someone that realizes, look, I don't know everything, but I know what those things are. I have never done anything with Kubernetes, but I know what Kubernetes is. So when I need to learn Kubernetes, I can learn Kubernetes. I don't know what Quarkus is, but I know. I mean, I know I don't know Quarkus, but I know what Quarkus is. So anytime I want, I can just go and learn Kubernetes. I mean Quarkus, right? I don't know what Kotlin is, but I know. I mean, I don't know Kotlin. I know I don't know Kotlin, but I know what Kotlin is. So if I need to learn Kotlin, I can just go and learn Kotlin. So a senior lives here. He or she knows that he doesn't know things, and he's fine with it. He's okay with that. All right. Now a junior lives here. A junior. A junior only knows what he knows and nothing else. So what happens with a junior is that when he finds out things that he doesn't know, he got desperate. Oh, I don't know this. He got desperate. So that's the problem, Boruch. A lot of people think that they're seniors, but they are not seniors in their mind. They might be seniors in knowledge, they might be seniors in projects, but they don't have the senior mindset. The senior mindset is the one that does not get overwhelmed by the things you don't know. Why, Boruch? Because there's always a lot more things you don't know than the things you know. That's the reality of life. There's always going to be way, way, way more things that you don't know than things that you do know. There's going to be way more things that you never did than things that you did. A senior knows that, and he's okay with that. You keep just figuring it out. Okay, so because once you know what you don't know, you can learn it. Make sense? If you now a junior only lives here, so he doesn't know what he doesn't know, so he can never learn, and he get desperate. Now he needs to learn everything because he only thinks that he knows, that he only considers important the things that he knows. A senior is someone that can really quick learning new things. So Boruch, do not be overwhelmed. You don't have to learn everything. what you have to do is you have to figure out what you don't know and get yourself in projects that will force you to apply what you don't know. Once you do that, you're going to get to work on things, on amazing things. Make sense? So I'm a little bit off, out of time here now. I'm just going to quickly answer other questions. And then what I want to do before I answer the other question, let me quickly do here one thing really quick. I want to give you guys a gift, right? Because I wrote an article about this, right? Exactly about this, about how you can, how you can not be overwhelmed, right? Super says Buns. So thanks, Buns. I look, your name has some weird characters in it, so I may be and one of them, the C comma, it's one that has in Portuguese and probably doesn't sound the same as you, right? So, but Buns, thanks a lot, man. I have a question. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get the Microsoft question in a minute. Just 1 second. I'm not forgetting. I thought that a junior was in order of beginners too. So okay, so before I give you the gift, let me just answer that. Well, there's two ways for you to think about, Richard. You can think about like this, like I just said. The senior knows what he doesn't know, right? Or you can think about a different way, right? That the junior knows a lot of things. He heard a lot of things that he doesn't know, but he's desperate. And the senior knows a lot of things that he doesn't know, and he's okay, right? That's why I say the junior lives here. He only knows what he knows. He doesn't know anything else. He never heard. So, for example, the junior heard about Java and, let's say, Spring, but he never heard about Jakarta EE. He never heard about Quarkus. He never heard about clouds, right? So he thinks he knows everything because he's right here, right? He's right here. Now, you can do like you did, right? You can say, okay, the junior is right here, right? The junior doesn't know what he doesn't know. Yeah, that's a good way to say too, right? But the reality is that the junior doesn't even know that, right? He doesn't even know that. So he thinks he knows. That's why I think he lives here, because he only knows what he knows. He doesn't know the 5 orders of ignorance, right? So the junior doesn't have the rest of it. So he doesn't understand this here. But yeah, you're right. You could say the junior lives here and the senior lives here. It also works, right? But I prefer to say that way. Make sense? Who do you think is in order of ignorance 3? Here. Oh, lots of people. If you don't go to events, for example, if you don't talk to people, if you don't follow blogs, right? If you're not on social media, if you don't pay attention to your market, you're here. And there's a lot of people like this. I know a lot of people that they think that going to events is a waste of time. They think that reading blogs is a waste of time. That they need to work and fix the problem on their projects, right? So they don't have a process. They might learn something by accident, right? Because they don't live alone in a bubble, right? So his friend is doing something, he tells him, right? But he doesn't have a process. A process is something that you do every day, right? So every day you look at things. Every day you look at blogs. Every day you look at social media. Every day you try to find out things you don't know. And by the way, hire team, a lot of people close their eyes on purpose, right? A lot of people like Baruch. So Baruch saying, I'm overwhelmed. So a lot of people get so overwhelmed, they say, I'm not going to look at anything else, right? I'm just going to focus on this one thing here. I don't want to hear about anything else. So they are purposefully, they are blind by design. They want to be blind. I don't want to see anything else. I'm just going to look what I'm doing because I don't have the time to be overwhelmed. Make sense? So then they don't have a process. They run away from a process of learning new things, or for finding out things that they don't know, because they're afraid. Every time I go to an event, I learn a new thing that I don't know, and so I get more overwhelmed. So I'm not going to go to events anymore. I'm not going to read blogs anymore. I don't care what other people are doing. I'm just going to do my job. And then you start having so then you don't have a process, right? Make sense? All right. Okay. So let me quickly go to that question. But before I go to the questions, I want to give you guys a gift, right? So here's the thing. Okay, let me just kind of open up my screen here really quick. So I want to give you a book. Actually, I'm going to give you several books. How about that? So me and a couple of friends, actually Rafael Del Nero was there, is here also. Let me share my screen. Where did I share screen here? Oops, no, that's not it. Here. No, that's not it either. Webcam sharing. Okay, I got it. Show screen. Come on, show screen is a play button and not and the share screen. Okay, that's good. No problem. All right, so I will get you guys here.
Down under the share button.
Yeah, I found that. No worry, no worry. Thanks a lot, man.
Okay.
Yeah, we practiced all of these yesterday, right? So it's like, what? Come on, Bruno, you know what you're talking about here, right? Okay, let me just try to. Okay, here. All right, let me give you guys gifts, a series of gifts. So this is a series of books. Can you guys see my screen now? Yes, no,
yes.
maybe?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, good. So this is a series of books that I wrote to several friends, right? And so those books are going to help. Those books are books that are going to help you lots of different things, right? So the low-hanging software architectures going to help you with understanding important concept of software architecture. The low-hanging talks, the book that I wrote, is going to help you sharing in an easy way so you can get started today. You can start sharing today. The low-hanging code smell is an awesome book from Scott. And Scott, actually, you know, the low-hanging software architecture is from Hugo. The low-hanging code smells is from Scott. Scott is a specialist in refactoring. So if you want to learn refactoring, if you want to understand how to improve your coding, low-hanging code smells is going to be great for you. The low-hanging Java challenge, that's a book from Rafael. You just watching his talk, you know exactly what he's talking about here. And the low-hanging machine learning is a book by AI specialist Eyal, and Eyal wrote you what you need to know about machine learning for you to start on this market, right? So take a look at those books. All of them are Java related. All of them are kind of focused on Java. And so here's the link, right? You can get to this link or just QR code right there. And you know, I can, if someone can type in the chat, because I can, I'm just gonna paste the link here just to show you that it works, right? Yeah, it does works. Okay, good. Yes. All right. So here is the here's what you need to show to have. Just go on this link, right? And then you can click in each one of these books here. There's a link here in each one of these books. Get the ebook here, right? And then you can get each one of these ebooks there. Now, here's what I'm gonna do. For you that download the low-hanging talks today, right? If you download the low-hanging talks today, I'm gonna send you an email later today. Actually, for you guys, it's gonna be tomorrow, right? So early tomorrow, I'm gonna send you an email making a gift, an awesome discount for you on this thing here, on how you can learn better. I'm gonna give you an awesome discount for everyone here. Okay, so get this book, the low-hanging talks book, right now, and make sure that you're gonna get a awesome thing for tomorrow morning. All right. Okay. So actually tomorrow morning I'm gonna give you a gift and a discount. How about that? Right. That's two things at once. All right. So get the book right now. This is the link, right? And while you're getting the link, I will keep answering the questions here really quick. So where are the questions? Oh no, the questions disappeared. How come the questions disappeared? That's bad. Oh, those are answer questions. No.
You can just look at chat.
Oh, chat. Okay, thank you. Thanks very much. Oh yes, that's what I was looking at the chat first. I thought I was looking at the question. Okay, now awesome. Thanks a lot, Nursel. Okay, I got it right here. Okay, so here's the last questions, right? Everyone got the link, right? If Nurse, so if you can put the link on the chats, that would be great. So I can just kind of paste the link here for you, so it's easier for you to have the link. All right. So now let me go to the. I'm going to stop sharing and go back here to stop showing screen. Awesome. Okay, let me go back here and let me answer the last questions, because I'm completely, look, there's no one after me, right? So it's not much of a problem, right? I don't like to go over the time, but since there's no one after me, at least not in the agenda, I will just kind of finish answering the question. Is that okay? If it's not okay, let me know and I will stop now. So here's a question. Marvin says, learning and following the pace of technology and focus on one field, literally, it's always disturbed by the amount of information. Yes, I understand, Marvin. So the one thing you need to understand, Marvin, is focus, right? A lot of people think that's very important. A lot of people think that focus is focusing one technology. That's not focus, okay? This is not focus. Focusing in a single technology is like saying that focusing on a single technology is like saying, I'm a good, I work with wood, right? But I'm specialized in hammers. No, that's not, right? If you're a good carpenter, you have to use all kinds of different tools, right? So basically, same thing. Learning technologies are tools, right? So you need to have an idea of the existing of all the tools, but focus is not about the tools. Focus is about the problem that you solve. What problem do you solve? I can use hammers to fix my roof that's made of wood, or I can use hammers to fix my window or my closets, right? But there are different problems. I don't hire the guy to fix my roof to come here fix my closets, because they do different things, right? They work on different levels. Okay, so focus, Mari, is about the problem that you solve. So figure out what problem that you solve, and that's going to make a big difference in your life, because it's not about following everything. It's about knowing how to use the tools to solve that problem. And you can learn a lot of different tools. You can learn lots of different languages. You can learn lots of different frameworks. You can learn a lot of different APIs to solve a particular problem. And you're going to see how much easier it is. First of all, when you solve a particular problem, everyone that has that problem wants to work with you, Maureen. And you're only going to learn enough about the tools to solve that problem. If the tool doesn't solve the problem, you can ignore it, no problem. And then you don't have to be overwhelmed. Make sense? That's important, Maureen. Now, I have a question. I'm good at Java microservices. I switch it to other organization which pays better, but don't like the work. It's too basic. Okay, invest a lot of time in my job and my passion. So you move to another organization that you're very good at microservice. You move to another organization that does not do anything that you like, right? Okay, so possibilities change. Go back to the place you were before if you like better, right? And go back and say, look, guys, I want to go back there. It was better, but I need you to earn more money. You can do that. That's a negotiation thing that you can do. The other thing that you can do, introduce microservices in this new organization, this new company, this new team, right? So you can start doing that. Another thing you can do is that if you need the money and you're not going to change jobs because you need the money, well, then go do microservices in a volunteer project or in an open source project, because that way you're going to get experience, going to meet new people, so they can hire you to do more open source, right? I mean, to do more microservice, right? But don't stop doing what you like to do, man. Don't stop doing the thing that you're good at. Now, it's very normal that we just move for money and we fall down from the horse, right? Very normal. So that's not a good career move just to move for the money. Don't do that. It's bad for you, right? When you move because lots of things are better, right? So there's two types of offers. Just that's one thing for you guys to understand. There's two types of offer. Type number one of offer, it's an unrefutable offer. It's a job, it's an amazing job to do what I really love in an awesome company to pay lots of money, right? That's an unrefutable offer. I cannot refute. I cannot say no to this, right? The second type of offers is everything else, right? Okay, so you don't want the second type of offer. You only want to work on the irrefutable offers, and for each one of us is going to be different, right? But so try to don't fall for, oh, you're going to get 10% more, come work for me. No, that's not enough. That's not irrefutable. You can get 10% more in your own company without moving your job. I've got friends that get that got 100% more, 100%. They double their salaries without moving the company, without changing positions. They double their salary. So just getting 20% more, it's not irrefutable, right? So be very careful not to do that. So what else? One more question. Okay, that's the one, same one as did. Okay, I answered all that. All right, so sorry for the delay. Nurse thanks, says good energy, right? Thanks a lot, Nurse. Oh, actually, sorry, Richard said that's good energy. Thanks a lot, Richard. Thanks for being here. So I want to thank all of you for being here with me. I want to thank, Artug and Hire team for the invitation. I want to thank Nurse for helping me out, of everyone from the Java User Group Istanbul for really doing this great event. I love that you guys are doing this. I love that you're helping out your audience. You're helping out people all over the world. So thanks very much. Great to have you all here. Hey, good to see all of you here. I thought it was going to disappear. Okay, good.
We want to thank you, Bruno. That's very amazing, as always. And actually, I want to thank.
And we learned a lot. I think the other participants have learned lots of things in your speech, and we love your energy. I know you before, and I hope most of the other audience also enjoyed this session.
Thank you very much, Nurse. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. It was awesome to be here with you. Thanks a lot. And also, I would like to thank to Muren, Borut, Richard, Ravi, and Barish. They all asked good questions and participated in this session. Thank you for them. And thank you for our all attendees, by the way. Thank you, Bruno. That's very good presentation. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for all the attendees. Look, well, all of us here, we are here because of you, right? We are here to help you. So all the work we're doing here is because of you. So show up, ask questions, participate, and that's going to be awesome, right? 2 weeks from now, I'm going to be in another event. It's going to be also free, right? And so if you want to join that, I'll send everyone that download my book, I'll send an email about that also, right? So so then yes, go participate in events, go participate on activities, because that's how you get your career growing.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.